Inspiring You Show. If we haven't met, I'm Henry. Friends, we are going to be doing a mindfulness talk on the April energy forecast, theme number 2, but we're breaking this down in more of a complete way. And we're going to be talking about regulating the inner climate from dysregulation to energetic resets. But before we get into that, my friends, let's just take a gentle moment to land in the space at this moment together. So, if it feels safe for you to do so, let your eyes soften or close and take a nice, deep, steady breath in through your nose. And then exhale. Take another deep breath in through your nose and then out. And then one more. All right, let your shoulders relax, unclench your jaw, allow yourself to arrive here, right now. And again, let yourself take another inhale, bringing calm presence, grounded clarity. Exhale, overwhelm, tension, energetic static. And then let's just invite Reiki energy healing in. If you wish to receive Reiki, you can say, yes, I like to receive Reiki for my highest good. If you don't, that's okay. Reiki always respects free will. And throughout this whole talk, you'll receive Reiki if you wish to. Take another deep breath in. All right, my friends. So you've made it to April. We're actually almost through April. And whew, I tell you, 2024 into 2025. I mean, these last couple years has been really interesting in a lot of ways. But 2025, surprisingly, the energies have been intense at times. And so those cosmic energies have been intense at times and just things that are moving through the collective. So y'all, we've made it through April almost, and the energies are definitely asking us to do something deeply courageous, not to just push forward, but to really pause and to tend to what's stirring inside. And so we're going to be talking about the second theme of the April 2025 energy forecast. And it's one of the 9 themes for April. And it's not just for April. I mean, this is any time when you come to it, but we're breaking them up into smaller themes to support you. And so that way they're more digestible with more tools and integration tips to help so that way it can support you. And this is just a larger map guiding us through the month of recalibration, soul embodiment, and subtle but powerful integration. And once again, this really isn't just about April 2025. It's whenever you find your way through this. And if you'd like the full energy forecast, you can head to the Inspiring You Show podcast or on YouTube. It's one of the previous episodes. All right, but let's journey into this together. We are talking about regulating the inner climate from dysregulation to energetic resets. And y'all, many years ago, my guides really were encouraging me to do trauma informed certifications and get more trauma informed tools. And I understood because, on one hand, I was really healing work PTSD. And so I was like, yeah, that totally makes sense. Now though, I'm like, oh, was this really also why you were saying it? And yes, it was. And so it's always interesting where they're guiding you to do something, to support you in the betterment of that moment that you're in. But also, it can connect to the story dots in the future where it's going to be helping out your future self. And so I've been in one of those moments. All right, let's talk about this theme now. So think of your inner climate like the weather system of your being. It is always shifting, reacting, recalibrating to internal and external stimuli. So in April, integration becomes the name of the game, but integration stirs the nervous system. And I think that sometimes this isn't what we always realize is that, When people are talking about shifting, expanding consciousness, and or moving from 3D 5D or higher, it's amazing, yes. And also, though, what does that mean for the human? What does that mean for the body? What does that mean for the nervous system? And so integration, these light codes coming in, which are amazing in terms of the upgrades, abilities that's available. And also, though, it means the integration can stir up the nervous system. And I think sometimes when we're thinking about the nervous system, we're just thinking that we're going into fight, flight, freeze, fawn, which, yes, and also, though, it could mean that your nervous system is being stirred up because things are being cleared and new energies, cosmic energies, light codes are called in to integrate with the system. And that's why having nervous system tools are so important. So, with that, though, many of us have been in prolonged periods of energetic upheaval. Like I mentioned earlier, like 2024 coming into 2025. I mean, many of you know that I live in Los Angeles area. I'm in Santa Monica, where in the beginning of this year we had the fires, the specifically for me, the Palisades fires, which I evacuated for. It has been like that January was a doozy coming into it. And so many of us, and so with that, it's not even just the physical aspects of it. There's also the energetic upheaval. And if you are an intuitive empath like me, or a highly sensitive person like I am, or somebody who feels, is a frequency feeler like I am also, you may also been feeling it. So many of us have been in a prolonged period of energetic upheaval. This means that your nervous system has likely been working overtime, oscillating between states of high alert and shutdown. So this theme is about learning how to recognize those patterns, not to fix them with force, but to work with them, to track your nervous system cues, to meet yourself with presence, and also to bring your energy field into coherence. So, regulation isn't about perfect calm. It is about developing a new, more grounded relationship with your sensitivity, your reactions, and your expansion. So, integration stirs the nervous system. And so, this theme of April is not just about what's happening around us, it is about what's happening within us. This theme supports the embodiment process by addressing a core challenge that many of us are facing right now: the need to stabilize the inner landscape so we can hold and regulate the new frequencies coming online, so we can hold and regulate the new light codes coming online, so that we can embody them. And that's the other thing sometimes people don't realize: just because the light codes are coming in and you may be feeling the light codes, but are you actually embodying them and integrating them? Because if you haven't done enough clearing work, then the light codes aren't going to be able to integrate and embody. And that's where the calling in process and learning how to really integrate and allow the activation to happen for with ease and grace and for highest good. So this is all about then with it then understanding in a grander way that integration can stir up the nervous system, and that with it then regulation isn't about perfect calm. It's about developing a new, more grounded relationship with your sensitivity, your reactions, and your expansion. So integration stir the nervous system. And this theme is not just about what's happening around us, it is about what's happening within us. And then this theme supports the embodiment process by addressing a core challenge that many of us are facing right now: the need to stabilize the inner landscape so we can hold and regulate new frequencies coming online. And I say that a few different ways because sometimes in our processing systems, we're like, wait, what does that mean? And sometimes if we use just slight different words, the human is like, oh, wait, I get it. And so sometimes if I'm repeating, it's because the guides are asking me to word it in a slightly different way to support people. Okay, so this isn't though about fixing ourselves. It is about noticing where we're holding tension, allowing the body, mind, and the energy field to find coherence again. And that means then tool usage. What tools are you using? And are the tools you're using, are they beneficial for you in the now? Or if you feel like, oh, I don't feel like they're really Like they're not working. Do you need to add new tools to it? Do you need to layer the tools? I layer tools. So this is really a deeper energetic invitation. Energetically, we are in the space after a wave of massive shifts, and that means recalibration is happening. So you might feel exhausted even though you're resting. You might feel irritable or easily overwhelmed. You might feel on edge one moment, shut down the next. That's not failure, my friends. That is the nervous system reorganizing. We're learning to reset from within. And so the invitation isn't to override your system's needs, but to attune to them, to learn the language of your inner climate and to respond with deep care. So that is really what this theme is about, regulating the inner climate from dysregulation to energetic resets. You think of your inner climate as the weather system of your being. And it's not static. It moves, it shifts, it contracts, it expands based on how your nervous system is responding to both your internal experiences and also the world around you. So, just like the outer world has seasons and storms, your inner world moves through emotional fronts, energetic highs and lows, moments of clarity, and periods of fog. And in April, that internal landscape is asking for deeper attunement. So, this theme isn't about pushing forward, it is about learning to listen inward because integration, true embodiment of new energy, insights, or healing stirs the system. It wakes things up. It reveals what's still holding tension. And it brings up all the places where your body and energy field might still be trying to operate in survival mode, even when the threat is no longer present. And so, with that, then you might find yourself swinging between feeling wide open and expansive and then suddenly tight, reactive, or shut down. That is your inner climate adjusting to the powerful influx of light and frequency we've been moving through since the March eclipses. And it's not a sign that something is wrong. It is a sign that your system is working hard to reorganize, to integrate new frequencies, the emotional shifts, the dissolving of old identities, and the restructuring of your path. And so that's why tool usage is so important. How are you processing the emotions that are coming up? How are you processing the thoughts that are coming up? What about the memories? Any old identities that are coming up? What tools are you using to support yourself in terms of shifting in the mindfulness, in terms of also supporting the nervous system to reset and regulate? So that's where then here's the deeper truth. Here's the deeper truth though with all of this. We're not here to fix dysregulation with force. We're here to build a relationship with it. Your nervous system is vital in terms of supporting you and letting you know where you are in terms of your experience. And so, this theme is about learning how to track your inner world with presence and compassion and mindfulness, noticing when you've veered into hyperactivation, fight or flight, or collapsed into freeze or disassociation. And from there, gently guiding yourself back into coherence again and again and again. So, regulation is not about perfect calm, it is about responsiveness. It's about becoming fluent in your own nervous system language. So, are you noticing shallow breathing, tension in the chest, a racing mind, or the need to distract? That's your body asking for safety, not shame. Are you feeling foggy, disconnected, or like you can't quite get moving? That's your system asking for gentle engagement, not judgment. And also, sometimes too, when we feel like we can't get moving or we're foggy, it might mean that we need more rest because we're processing. So, what's really happening in the experience and in letting yourself tune in? So, this is the practice now to be with ourselves in real time, not bypassing the waves, but learning how to ride them, breathe through them, and stay connected to the inner anchor beneath them. So, April's invitation is to regulate from within, to move from survival reactivity into soul aligned resilience. It is a powerful shift, my friends, from bracing and reacting to listening and resetting. You may notice that your previous go to tools, like certain types of breathwork, journaling, or movement, maybe they're not hitting quite the same way. Maybe you need to layer another tool into it. And that's okay because your system is upgrading, your frequency is shifting. And this month is an opportunity to refine the way you regulate, to explore new rhythms, new rituals, and new forms of self attunement. This theme isn't just about nervous system repair, it is about energetic integrity. It is about becoming the grounded container that can hold your light expansion. Your human being, your physical body is not going to be able to hold your light expansion if the clearing work and the calling work and calling in those new light codes energy to activate and embody, if that doesn't happen. And so this is a very important time. And it's not flashy, it's not dramatic, but it's essential because without inner regulation, all the external growth becomes overwhelming noise. So this month, instead of asking yourself, what should I be doing? Try asking, what does my system need right now to feel safe, steady, and supported? What does my system need right now to feel safe, steady, and supported? That simple shift in orientation can recalibrate your entire energy field. And from that place, transformation becomes not just possible, but sustainable. And so, to understand this theme more deeply, let's just explore some of the psychological and energetic systems, how they intertwine, because they're not separate, my friends. What's happening in your nervous system directly affects your vibration. And what's happening in your energy field directly impacts your mental and emotional state. So let's just look at it from the psychological lens, if you will. So when we speak about dysregulation, we are usually referring to a nervous system that becomes imbalanced, trapped in cycles of fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. These are protective responses, they aren't flaws. They're evidence of how incredibly adaptive your system has been in trying to keep you safe. So maybe you've been feeling on edge, easily startled, overly sensitive to noise or light, or maybe irritable or reactive, like your fuse is suddenly much shorter. Maybe you feel foggy or numb or like you're floating outside your body. Or maybe you feel withdrawn, quiet, or emotionally flat, like you've gone offline. These are not regressions, they're communications. They're your nervous system letting you know that it's under pressure or trying to process something it doesn't yet feel fully resourced to handle. Many of these patterns don't arise from a single moment. They're a result of sometimes chronic stress, past trauma, or living in a prolonged state of overextension, overwhelm, stress, where there's too much doing, too much holding, too much external stimulation, and not enough support, safety, or rest. And then when energy moves quickly, like it is this month, we are in an accelerated pace of clearing. So when energy moves quickly, like it is this month, with so much collective acceleration, it can activate these protective mechanisms. Your system may not consciously know what's happening, but it feels the frequency shift. And if it doesn't yet have a framework for processing that much energy, it will try to ground the overload in the only ways it knows how: fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. That's why self regulation is such a critical skill right now, not just for managing stress, but for navigating awakening and integration. So now let's look at it from the energy perspective lens. Y'all, you're undergoing a vibrational upgrade. Your energy field is recalibrating to hold more light, more coherence, and more soul presence. And that doesn't always feel smooth. And I know sometimes you'll hear people saying, like, oh my God, it's amazing. This huge light codes are coming in. Wow, the bliss wave, which, yes and no. Because y'all, if something's coming in that is so incredibly grand and amazing, that also means something is probably clearing. And so there's this amazing aspect of something's coming in and there's probably an unraveling to happen. So that way the light can come in and fit in to that space. So, and that's the process about being multidimensional. And the more that you have mindfulness in it, the more that you can understand the process that you're moving through. So that way you can bring compassion to the human for the experience when you feel like, wow, it's weird. I feel a little brain foggy, or, oh, I feel kind of that weird tiredness you get when extreme light codes are coming in and they're calling in terms of your body clearing and recalibrating. You can bring in patience, compassion, loving kindness, and mindfulness. And also, you can triple down on using the tools to support yourself through it. And then know that, oh, wow, I might need to do more rest now. But basically, you have been doing deep work. Even if I just was talking to somebody earlier today and they're like, yeah, I just haven't felt, as motivated at times. And it's like, yeah, because when you're doing this level of deep work, you might need to rest to recalibrate your nervous system, but also to calibrate to the new light codes coming in. And you may not even recognize that you've been doing deep work because sometimes in our human experience, we associate like deep work with probably a lot of doing. And when you're integrating light codes, it's not about doing. You're literally in a beingness mode where you're allowing yourself to receive and integrate. And so you have been doing deep work, healing, releasing, awakening. Your energy expands, your consciousness elevates, you begin to live from a new frequency. But the body needs time to catch up. The nervous system needs to rewire. The tissues need to repattern. The mind needs to disidentify from old survival strategies. The emotions need to move through and integrate. The emotions need to complete cycles, download the wisdom, and allowing then to be released to then allow yourself to shift in a grander way. And this is why also some of you might feel more sensitive, more tired, more emotionally porous, if you will, even like you're short circuiting at times. It's not because you're too sensitive, it's because you're becoming more attuned. Your field is shedding denser vibrations and expanding into more refined states of being, and your body is doing its best to anchor the light expansion. That's the real work of embodiment. That's the real work of soul embodiment, not just receiving light, but learning how to live with it in your nervous system, your relationships, in your daily rhythm. And that's also going to make the difference whether or not you actually embody the light codes coming in. I think sometimes too, when people are hearing, oh, wow, these light codes are coming in, these upgrades, just because you're saying, yes, I'd like to receive for the highest good, it doesn't actually mean that they're actually going to be embodied within you. Because if you're not doing the clearing work, if the dense energy is not clearing, how are they going to be embodied? That is why mindfulness, journaling, self realization, catching yourself in these moments of like, wait, what is clearing? Doing meditation, energy work, all these things are so, so, so important right now. And this is where also then mindfulness becomes one of your best allies. Mindfulness teaches you how to witness without judgment. I can't tell you in the last month or so, I've caught myself so many times like, whoa, where am I in the experience? And mindfulness is such an anchor for me in terms of supporting me and my human. And so mindfulness just helps you stay present, especially when a wave of emotion or energy feels overwhelming without trying to control or fix it. It gives you the tools to notice when you're dysregulated without blaming yourself, pausing instead of pushing, choosing rest over reaction, offering kindness where there used to be self criticism. It also helps you develop the inner capacity to say, I see what's happening here. My system is in a wave. I don't have to panic. I can meet it with care. This month, also, there's a huge solar plexus clearing and activation. There is also another level of heart activation, and there's also a crown chakra clearing and activation. It has been like I've had moments where I'm like, "Wow, there's a whole circuitry happening in terms of the recircuitry thing happening," but also because the solar plexus is having a huge clearing and another level of an activation, then you can also have digestion things going on. And for me, since the last week of March into just this weekend, I mean, it has been like, oh my God, the clearing that's been happening. And if I didn't know what's really going on, I might be like more concerned, but I'm like, holy moly, I can feel it in my solar plexus. And so I've been doing a lot more Kundalini yoga and meditation. That's also helped a lot, but also just different breath work has helped too. And so again, it's like, I see what's happening here. My system is in a wave. It doesn't mean that that wave it's like super comfortable because sometimes the clearing is not so comfortable, but you can also remind yourself not to panic. I don't have to panic. I can meet this with care and mindfulness and compassion and recognize that this too literally shall pass. I just might take a moment. And so really let's reframe. Reframing is a not really beneficial tool. Reframing this month together. If you're feeling off, overwhelmed, or unusually raw, you're not failing. You're restructuring, you're recalibrating, you're becoming. This is vibrational self care. And this is real vibrational self care. And this is also trauma informed awakening. This is how we bridge high frequency energy with human tenderness by learning how to regulate, restore, and respect the beautiful complexity of our systems. Your nervous system is not resisting your growth, it's trying to help you ground through it. But if your mental body goes into a panic and it sends your emotional body into that spinning with it, then you're going to resist the growth. Your nervous system is not resisting the growth. It's trying to ground you, keep you grounded through it. So every moment you pause, listen, and respond with gentleness, care, and compassion and mindfulness, you're not only supporting your own evolution, you're creating new pathways of healing for yourself and for the collective. And so, with that, then let's talk about tools for integration, nervous system resets, and energetic support. So, let's talk about how this theme really works in real life. It's one thing to understand dysregulation or energetic overwhelm. It's another thing, though, to support yourself through it with love, mindfulness, compassion, and consistency. And this really is the heart of integration, not by bypassing, not forcing, but by nourishing and stabilizing your system so it can hold more light with grace. So, here are some practical, energetic, mindfulness based tools to support you this month as you regulate your inner climate and reset your field. One, nervous system anchoring. Start your day with grounding. Plant your feet on the earth, breathe into your stomach, place your hand on one on your stomach and one on your heart if you wish, and take 3 deep breaths while you're standing on the earth if you can, or you can be inside your house. Take 3 deep breaths and then say, if this resonates, I'm here, I'm safe, I'm anchored. I'm here, I'm safe, I'm anchored. And that's nervous system anchoring. And then really working with regulating with rhythms. So when dysregulated, your system needs rhythm to restore balance. And that can look like gentle walks, nature walks are great, mindful breath cycles where you can inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 6. So again, you inhale 4. Let's try it right now. Inhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now hold for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now exhale for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do it one more time. This is the mindful breath cycle. Inhale for 4. Breathe in for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, other ways to regulate rhythms are, and you can do that by the way, the mindful breath cycles. You can do it for 5 minutes, a couple minutes, 10, whatever resonates with you. Even like 60 seconds can be beneficial, or 30 seconds if you can do it for 30 seconds. Another thing is rocking your body gently. You can go side to side, rocking your body gently. That can help you in terms of regulating your nervous system and your rhythm. So that's another way. Another thing is tapping the thymus or your sternum. That can actually really help you as well. Even just tapping, letting yourself tap right here or other places. If you feel called to tap other places, there's a ton of tapping videos that can help you, but tapping is something that's beneficial. I would layer in Reiki as well before I did it. So I would turn on Reiki and then I would do it, because then Reiki is allowing to clear any of the negative energy and transforming and transmuting it. Also, just creating like micro pauses. Overwhelm often stems from prolonged intensity. So create moments throughout the day where you pause, breathe, recalibrate. Even 1 minute matters. So micro regulation moments. So do micro regulation moments. These are short, intentional practices you can do throughout the day to bring your nervous system back into a zone of safety and presence. They help keep your energy from swinging too far into overactivation or shutdown. So, again, things that you can do. You can place your hand, one on your heart, one on your stomach, and then say, I'm safe to slow down. I'm safe to slow down. I'm safe to slow down. Other things that you can do is the breath work I mentioned, do energy work. You can also, tune in to 3 sounds you hear. So you can tune into 3 sounds you hear. Or you can also tune into 3 sensations in your body. So tune into 3 sounds you hear, 3 sensations in your body, 3 things you can see. So this grounds your awareness in the now. So you tune into 3 things you hear, 3 sensations in your body, 3 things you can see. This grounds your awareness in the now. Also, you can, sip like a warm beverage that's beneficial for you while intentionally slow breathing. That can support you as well. And why it works, these moments gently bring your body out of hypervigilance or disassociation into regulation. Small resets often prevent bigger crashes. And so then let's just talk about energetic grounding in aura, energy field recalibration. When your system feels buzzy, scattered, or too open, you may need to ground and recenter your energy field. So, here are several ways you can do this. You can stand barefoot on the earth and visualize roots growing from your feet into the ground. But if you feel like your grounding is off and you feel like you can't feel anything from Mother Earth, there could be several things going on. One, the energy of the land where you're standing on may need to be cleared. Two, your feet, your chakras on your feet may be closed, and you might need a clearing on your energies, on your energy centers, your chakra, specifically your feet, or also your grounding system. You might need a clearing in your grounding system to support you. And so those are 3 things that you can ask. Like, does the land need to be cleared? And the frequency recalibrated? Do am I do my energy centers, my chakras need to be cleared, specifically my feet and my lower chakras? Also, does my grounding system need to be updated? Sometimes our grounding system needs to be updated. But basically, when you're standing barefoot on the earth, visualizing your roots growing from your feet into the ground, you can ask these things. Also, too, in your relationship with earth, if you're not able to ground into earth, is there something that's come up in your history, in your present life, past lives, or with your maternal paternal lineages where there's been a blockage between you and earth? And so is that blockage ready to be cleared so you can reground again? Because sometimes too with Mother Earth, if there's been something in a past cycle karmically that's coming up and you had a past life with it, Mother Earth might change her frequency with you. And so then all of a sudden you're like, wow, it's weird. I don't feel as grounded. I don't feel as connected. And it could be because it's a sign that there's a clearing that needs to be had in one of your past timelines in relationship to Mother Earth. So those are some of the things that you can ask. Also, then you can do a sweep of your aura, your energy field, too, by moving your hands from your head to your feet, imagining that you're clearing the static or excess energy. So you do a sweep of your aura, your energy field, moving your hands gently from your head to your feet. Imagine you're clearing static or excessive energy. If you're a Reiki practitioner, or if you do dowsing, you can also do a full clearing on your energy field that way. You can call in light to seal your auric field, to seal your energy field by saying, I call in, golden light to stabilize ground and protect my energy field now. I call in golden light to stabilize ground and protect my energy field now. So, why this actually works is because energetic overstimulation often leads to nervous system overload, and this practice helps to close energetic leaks and bring coherence back to your field. So, here are though some other things in terms of anchoring a new rhythm. Your old tools may not work the same way as they used to. That's okay. Your system is different now. You might also need to layer modalities. So try high intensity workouts if that resonates you with restorative movement like slow yoga or gentle walking, Kundalini yoga. Swapping long meditations for short grounding breaths and meditations, journaling for 5 minutes instead of trying to process everything at once. You can also, in terms of sometimes with journaling, I'll actually just turn on my camera and I'll do a video diary for myself and I'll just walk and talk and I'll just answer like 3 questions and it's literally my video journal. That's like one of the easiest ways for me lately to journal is to just do a walk and talk into my camera and just ask myself 3 questions. And that just supports me. I always turn Reiki on before I do any kind of journaling work, even doing a video diary journal work, walk and talk. I always turn on Reiki to support. And then if I need be, I come home and I do a mini dowsing session. All right. So why it works. Your new vibration may require softer, simpler support. You might also need layered tools. You're not doing less, you're simply doing what matches your current frequency. Also, you want to track sensation with compassion. So, somatic awareness and somatic tools are so beneficial. They're body-based awareness and they can help you gently track your internal shifts without panic or disconnection. So, you can try, here's something you can try. Ask yourself in terms of somatic awareness. Ask yourself, where do I feel this in my body? Where do I feel this in my body? And then you can place your hand there. If you feel like tension in your body, so say you feel tension in your shoulder. I feel some tension in my shoulder. You can place your hand there and then breathe into that space. Breathe into that space where there's tension. You're bringing that life force energy in. And then you can say something kind to yourself like, you're allowed to feel this. I'm not leaving you. You're allowed to feel this. I'm not leaving you. And then if you do Reiki, you can also do Reiki hands there as well. So you can put your Reiki hand there. And again, where do I feel this in my body? Put your Reiki hand there, place your hand there, breathe into that space. And then you can also say, you're allowed to feel this. I'm not leaving you. Why it works. Meeting discomfort with presence tells your system it's safe. That allows the wave to complete its cycle rather than getting trapped or looped. So that's where then energetic hygiene is so important. Energetic hygiene, practicing daily energy clearing is so beneficial. Whether through visualization, white light, sweeping your auric field, using Reiki, dowsing energy healing, sound healing, clear your energy field. Whether you're doing energy meditations, clear your field. A cluttered field equals emotional static. So let's just do a quick little energetic reset visualization. If you wish to receive Reiki, say, yes, I'd like to receive Reiki for my highest good. And then close your eyes, lower your gaze, and take a nice deep breath. All right, now imagine, sense, visualize a golden spiral of light flowing through your entire energy field. So imagine, sense, visualize a golden spiral of light flowing through your entire energy field. Let it gently sweep away static, overwhelm, and anything that doesn't belong. Let it gently sweep away static, overwhelm, and anything that doesn't belong. This golden spiral of light flowing through your entire energy field. Let it gently sweep away static, overwhelm, and anything that doesn't belong. And then see your field becoming clearer, brighter, and more balanced. You're allowing this golden spiral of light infused with Reiki energy healing to clear, release, rebalance, revitalize, rejuvenate, allowing the light to fill in the spaces for the highest good. See your field becoming clearer, brighter, and more balanced, regrounding, realigning, resetting the nervous system. Breathing in life force energy, breathing out when no longer supports you. And why this works? So take a nice deep breath. And then affirm this if this resonates with you. I'm returning to my center. My energy is clear, grounded, and whole. I'm returning to my center. My energy is clear, grounded, and whole. I'm returning to my center. My energy is clear, grounded, and whole. Take another deep breath. All right, come back into the presence now. Bring awareness behind your eyes, open your eyes, and welcome back. So check in to see how you feel now. Maybe you feel a little bit lighter, brighter. Maybe you feel more grounded. Whatever it is, give gratitude for the healing and the shifting. And come back to this anytime you need it. So why this works is energy follows intention. Visualizing coherence helps your body remember what balance feels like. So, with that, then another thing that you can do to support yourself is create your personal regulation menu. Your personal regulation menu. Take a moment to make a list. Title it Things That Bring Me Back to Center. Things that bring me back to center. And it could include nature walks, energy healing meditations, Reiki dowsing. It can include breath work. It can include maybe you do cold plunges or saunas. It can include sound healing, weighted blankets, gentle stretching, yoga, laughter, watching something lighthearted. Many of you know I love the Hallmark. I love watching Hallmark movies. I watched a couple this weekend. Y'all, that brings me right back to center. There is something about the Hallmark formula, and I know it's a formula. There's something about the Hallmark formula that just brings joy to my being, and it helps me come back to center. So watching something lighthearted, or maybe dancing to your favorite music, or maybe dancing barefoot outside, connecting to Mother Earth, or maybe if you live by the ocean, going and walking the beach, or maybe if you live in the mountains, going and outside and going on a hike in the mountains. Whatever it is, take a moment to make a list and title it Things That Bring Me Back to Center, and have it somewhere that's visible as a reminder. Another thing too for me is crystals. Crystals will support me. Also too, sometimes, just rubbing my palms together to reactivate my palm chakras, that can support me. There's a lot of things. Also, sometimes just I'm a caretaker of a dog. Sometimes, hanging out with the dog, going for a walk, that brings me a lot of joy and brings me back to the center. But what is it for you? Things that bring me back to a center. Make your list, put it visible somewhere. And when the storm comes, you will have a roadmap to remind you. Okay, so here are some, we're gonna be concluding this soon. So here are some thoughts though. You are not broken, you are evolving. And every time you pause, breathe, and choose presence over panic, you're strengthening the neural and energetic pathways of resilience, safety and trust. And also, you're not meant to bypass dysregulation. You're meant to learn how to relate to it differently. That is what transformation looks like in the body. It's real, it's human, it's sacred, and you're doing it beautifully. Just remind yourself that we're here to learn, grow, and evolve. And sometimes it takes several cycles to be like, oh, wait, that's what's happening. And then bringing in the joy and the humor of the humaning. Humaning is amazing but complicated sometimes. Here are some journal prompts for this theme to regulate the inner climate from dysregulation to energetic resets. These prompts are designed to help you tune in to your internal rhythms and develop a more conscious, compassionate relationship with your nervous system, energy, body, and evolving self awareness. So, here are the questions. Take some time to answer them now if you can. If you want to come back to them later, at some point, I will put them in the show notes. Okay, here they are. Where in my life do I feel the most energetically activated, overstimulated, or emotionally overwhelmed? Where in my life do I feel the most energetically activated, overstimulated, or emotionally overwhelmed? What are the signs that my nervous system is dysregulated? What are the signs that my nervous system is dysregulated? So that's a good one to understand. Like how do you know when your nervous system is dysregulated? And then how does my body communicate that it needs support? How does my body communicate that it needs support? Another question. When I feel grounded and safe, what thoughts, sensations, or actions are present? When I feel grounded and safe, what thoughts, sensations, or actions are present? That's just actually really good to know so that way you understand the difference and you can discern too. So then the next question is what tools or practices have genuinely helped me feel more centered in the past and which ones might need to evolve to meet who I am now? What tools or practices have genuinely helped me feel more centered in the past? Which ones might need to evolve to meet who I am now? I'll say one of the other tools for me that supports me in terms of clearing and grounding is taking Epsom salt baths. That is something that since I was a kid, the guides would say, either get into the bath or take a shower to support. I didn't really understand it then. I knew that I would always feel better in terms of, being in water and feeling that grounding, but now I have the words on it that can actually help you clear and ground and reset the nervous system. So here's the next question. Where do I still resist slowing down, resting, or softening? Where do I still resist slowing down, resting, or softening? What beliefs might be driving that resistance? What beliefs might be driving that resistance? I can't tell you how many times I hear people coming in saying, oh, I don't know what's going on right now. I don't feel like I have, my drive seems to be going down, but they might be acclimating new energies. And so there's a real resistance in slowing down. That doing energy can be really strong in the patterning for the human. So you want to check in to see if there's any beliefs that might be driving resistance to slowing down, resting, or allowing yourself to integrate those new codes. Okay, so here's the next one. How do I respond to myself when I'm in a state of shutdown, fatigue, or collapse? How do I respond to myself when I'm in a state of shutdown, fatigue, or collapse? Can I meet myself with more gentleness? Can I meet myself with more gentleness? Next question. What new rhythms or rituals can I invite into my daily life to support my nervous system, regulation, and energetic balance? What new rhythms or rituals can I invite into my daily life to support nervous system, regulation, or energetic balance? So take some time with that too. You can set intentions as well. Maybe there's things that you haven't heard yet that you set an intention of like, what could be beneficial for me? And then next thing you know, you're scrolling on the old social media and somebody's talking about a modality you haven't heard from. And you're like, oh, wait a minute. Here's my intention. Synchronicity. So let yourself take some time to write intentions. All right. So How would my life feel different if I prioritized regulation over perfection and presence over productivity? That's a good one. How would my life feel different if I prioritized regulation over perfection and presence over productivity? I tell you, especially in America, I don't know in terms of any other experiences in the world, it might be, but I know in America, just living in the US, that the to do, that productivity, it's like, oh my God, if you're not doing like 50 things in one day, you haven't been you haven't been productive, and then that feeling of failure because you haven't done anything. Meanwhile, you could be shifting into, new light codes are coming in, and you could be integrating new light codes, and your being could be being upgraded. And so by that very essence, you are doing something, but you're in beingness. But the challenge is if you're going in the to doing mode, you might not ever let yourself rest to then regulate to allow the integration of the new codes. All right. So the next question: what would it mean to co-create safety from within? What would it mean to co-create safety from within? The other thing the guides had me doing these last couple of months is revisiting some of the books, some of the trauma informed books that I had read in my trauma informed practitioner classes. And some of them are about attachment styles. It has been so fascinating because as I revisited these books, I then had a whole new relationship to understanding what it would mean to co-create safety from within, and not from a space of like, from maybe a previous in my human experience of maybe an attachment style that was inherited or that I shift into at times, but from the awareness that you can heal your attachment style and go into secure attachment, which means then understanding you can go into secure attachment. And so then what does it mean to co-create safety from within? That you are able to be in a healing aspect of groundedness and alignment, and you can have a healthy relationship in terms of safety in from within. So I had a whole perspective being downloaded for me in the last couple of months in regard to this. So for you though, take some time to answer that question. What would it mean to co-create safety from within? The next question is, how can I deepen my trust that my nervous system and energy field are always trying to guide me, not punish me? That's the other thing. Because if you're highly sensitive, it can feel so like, what's going on here? And so deepening your trust in your nervous system that it's trying to guide you, not punish you is that in itself is so beneficial. So again, the question is, how can I deepen my trust in my nervous system and energy field that they're always trying to guide me, not punish me? Because if you have that reframe and that change of mind, it is going to so support you because you're not being punished. And when you try to understand that it's for the highest good, you'll no longer feel like you're getting caught in being a victim to it. You recognize like, oh, it's for the highest good, and it's a process in terms of the clearing. It's a whole mind shift. You really have that. You really go into that growth wise open mindset, and it can really support you. All right, so here's some more. Then you can use these as a mirror for even deeper inquiry. Where in my body do I feel dysregulated or tight right now? Where in my body do I feel most dysregulated or tight right now? What helps me return to presence even when things feel chaotic? What helps me return to presence even when things feel chaotic? Another question is, what habits or patterns no longer soothe me, and what might I try instead? So, what habits or patterns no longer soothe me, and what might I try instead? And then also another question is, when do I feel most like myself? Like, what does it mean for you now in this moment? Not from the past experience. Cause that's the other thing too, is so often I see that people don't take time to integrate, maybe their messages, or they don't take enough time to clear to understand what they just went through. And so then they might be answering like, what do I feel like most myself? You might be answering from a past experience, not from present experience. And so it's really important to understand where you are now. And that's why doing energy clearing work is just I is one of the most I feel is one of the most important things right now. Okay, here's some Reiki intentions and affirmations. If you want to receive the Reiki, just say yes. And so you can use these intentions and affirmations as daily anchors, gently reminding that healing is happening even in quiet moments. You can speak them out loud, write them in your journal, return to them whenever you feel unsteady. Okay, repeat after me if these resonate with you. I honor my nervous system's wisdom and listen with compassion. I honor my nervous system's wisdom and listen with compassion. I'm safe to slow down, rest, and realign. I'm safe to slow down, rest, and realign. My energy knows how to recalibrate. I trust its divine intelligence. My energy knows how to recalibrate. I trust its divine intelligence. Each breath brings me back to center. Each breath brings me back to center. I release the need to push, perform, or perfect. I release the need to push, perform, or perfect. I create safety from within. I am my own sanctuary. I create safety from within. I am my own sanctuary. My sensitivity is not a weakness, it's a sacred guide. My sensitivity is not a weakness, it is a sacred guide. I trust the rhythms of integration even when they feel unfamiliar. I trust the rhythm of integration even when they feel unfamiliar. I trust the rhythms of integration even when they feel uncomfortable. I trust the rhythms of integration even when they feel uncomfortable. I soften into the present moment and allow myself to be supported. I soften into the present moment and allow myself to be supported. I'm learning to hold myself with care, presence, and love. I'm learning to hold myself with care, presence, and love. I listen to my body with compassion and curiosity. I listen to my body with compassion and curiosity. I regulate with presence, not pressure. I regulate with presence, not pressure. My nervous system is recalibrating with grace. My nervous system is recalibrating with grace. I'm grounded, centered, and safe in my expansion. I'm grounded, centered, and safe in my expansion. Every breath I take is a return to balance. Every breath I take is a return to balance. Take a nice deep breath. All right. So let's just take another moment. And if this resonates with you, you can put your hands on your heart, one on your stomach, and then take 3 deep breaths. Let's just do another mini meditation for inner regulation. So do a brief scan of your inner landscape, no fixing, just noticing. So do a brief scan of your inner landscape, no fixing, just noticing. And then if this resonates with you, you can repeat after me. I'm safe. I'm here. I can feel this and stay. I'm safe. I'm here. I can feel this and stay. I'm safe. I'm here. I can feel this and stay. And now visualize sensory knowingness of a calming wave of golden light infused with Reiki energy healing, gently smoothing any internal static. And again, if this resonates, you can say, I'm safe, I'm here, I can feel this and stay. I'm safe, I'm here, I can feel this and stay. And take another deep breath. Let go. Let go of being in that experience. Open your eyes if they were closed. Welcome back. You're safe, you're loved, you're healing, my friends. Continue to let your breath carry you home. And then here's the astrological connections to this energy theme. So on April 7th, Venus conjuncted with Saturn, which was a powerful call to create structures of emotional and energetic maturity, a time to redefine self care boundaries. April 12th, 13th, depending on where you are in the world, Libra full moon supports balance, harmony, and relational recalibration. This lunation helps stabilize emotional imbalance and support the reset of inner rhythms. And then through mid April, Saturn with North Node energies pushing us to develop long term structures of self stabilization and energetic sovereignty. The universe is gently asking us, how are you tending to your inner world as you rise? So, my friends, this isn't about eliminating discomfort. It is about meeting yourself differently. Let this month be a month of deep calibration, of deep recalibration of body, mind, spirit, and frequency. You're not who you were, and that's the point. That's the point, my friends. So before we finish, my friends, let's just take a moment. If any of this work is supporting you, please like, comment, share this with people. Please also consider joining our Inspiring You Patreon for deeper nervous system meditations, energy work, integration tools. There's a free component where you get the newsletter and the information about all the free tools in terms of the podcast. There's also a $5 level just to join to support the podcast and the YouTube in terms of all the longer meditations and talk. So please check it out. It's the Inspiring You Show on Patreon. It's if you are on social media, the link is in the link tree, or I'll put it in the show notes. Before we go, though, let's just take a moment to delink, my friends. So delinking is just so important. So important. So say this after me if it resonates with you. I asked to break the links with this mindfulness talk. I asked to break the links with this Reiki session, leaving only harmony and balance at either ends. I also asked to clear any residual energy being held in my body as a result of these links. I asked the light to fill all the void, cells, rejuvenates, refreshes, revitalizes for my highest good with ease and grace. And so it is. So it is, my friends. Take another deep breath. All right, my friends, let's just do the Reiki blessing for nervous system support and energetic integration. May your inner world be held in gentleness even when the outer world feels loud. May your nervous system soften into a rhythm of safety, balance, and ease. May every breath bring you back to center, where presence lives and clarity awaits. May you remember that regulation is not about control, but about connection. May your energy field find its harmony again, gently aligning with new frequencies unfolding within you. May you feel safe to rest, slow down, and to listen deeply. May your body receive the healing it needs, and may your heart trust that even in moments of dysregulation, you are never broken, only becoming. May you be blessed with the courage to meet yourself with love in every state. And so it is, my friends. And so it is, my friends. So we are complete for now, my friends. Much, much love. Until soon. And my friends, remember, stay inspired.